everyone. I'm Ursula Odom, and I portray Mary McLeod Bethune. And I've decided to create a series of videos that talk about her from a different point of view. Oftentimes, I will present information, and it's just a one-liner to introduce you to who she was and what she did. But I've decided I'm going to take some of those one-liners and go a little bit deeper with them. And today I'm talking about dreams, her dreams. She had 3 that changed the world. In my presentation, I say that her life was built on a series of dreams, those from mankind and from the grace of God. So what does that mean? As I share with you the 3 dreams that she had, I must tell you number 3 is my favorite. So hang in there until you get to the 3rd one, because it's amazing and it's life affecting even today. So let's get started. The first dream she had was based on the fact that she was really excited about starting a school, but she wasn't quite sure how she was going to get this done. She'd just gotten married. She'd had her child, her one and only child, and she was somewhat restless, trying to figure this thing out. And then one night, she fell asleep. And you know how we say we had a bad night because we're tossing, turning? Well, it was one of those kinds of nights. She was tossing and turning. And in that turmoil, in the midst of her sleep, she started dreaming. And what she dreamed was that she was at the edge of an ocean. And she began to go into that ocean, but with her was her beloved teacher, Mr. Satterfield, her mother and father. They were locked arm in arm as they went into that water, and it got deeper and deeper and deeper. And at one point, her father said, "Mary, this is as far as I can go." And he bid her goodbye with all the love in the world. And on she and her mother and Mr. Satterfield went a little further into the water. And then finally her mother said, "This is as far as I can take you, baby." And then it was Mr. Satterfield and her, Dr. Bethune, or little Mary. And they waded out further into the water. And he finally said, "You're going to have to go the rest of the way by yourself." And she did. But she woke up startled. And what was on her mind was, what do I have to do alone? What do I have to face alone? So that dream told her that if you want this to come true, you will get help. Your father's helped you. Your mother's helped you. Your instructors have helped you. But you now have to take those skills and move forward towards your dream. And this is when she went to Palatka, Florida to start her first school, because someone walked in, a pastor, Mr. Odom, and planted the possibility to realize her dream and that it could come true. She could start a school. And that's what she did. She moved to Palatka, started that school, and the students came, and she took the school to the students. That's dream 1. Dream 2. Now, this dream, she really was sick. She had what they call the gripe. What is that? I had to look it up. It was another name for flu. She was feverish and not well. And she found herself in the middle of a dream, and someone rode up to her with a boat. Again, she was at a body of water, and this time she was at the St. John's River. And this person saw her and told her to look, and she did. And he said, "What do you see?" She said, "I see boys and girls." It was a lot of boys and girls, thousands of them. And this person said, "Yes, and you must write all the names. You must register them all." And these young people were in blue and white uniforms. They looked good, but it was her charge to go get them, find out what their names were, and register them. So when she woke up determined to find out who these young people are, or who they were, that needed her so much that she had to go find their names and record them, enroll them in school. That was dream 2. Dream 3, and I told you it was my favorite, but it's a 2-part reason for this being my favorite. She had just had an opportunity to meet with Booker T. Washington. He came to her home. Actually, that was later. She had interacted with him and had sat at his feet and listened to some of the things that he said. And one of the things that he told her was that at a conference, a woman stood up and laid out a scenario that stuck with Dr. Bethune, and it just resonated with her. It was in her soul when this was all said and done. This woman said, "I had a dog, but I traded that dog for a pig. And the pig had litters, one litter after another." And for those of you that don't know what a litter is, that's little baby pigs. And they have multiple, so it's called a litter. And she would say it, she sold that litter time and time again and made some money. She used that money to buy a cow, and that cow produced milk. And she sold that milk for some land. And then she planted vegetables on that land, and she sold the vegetables. What a profound message. That stuck with Dr. Bethune. Booker T. Washington's whole idea about how to teach and then what to teach, and the lessons learned stuck with her. So she fell asleep once again and had her 3rd dream that was profound. What she realized is that she was sitting, waiting, and trying to figure things out. She wanted to start a school. She wanted to get direction, and she believed that if you are still and wait on God, he will send you signs, he will send you messages. And that's what dream 1 and dream 2 was. And here is dream 3. As she sat trying to figure out how she was going to start the school and how she was going to reach these young people, a man rode up to her and asked her, what was she thinking? What was she doing? And she told him she was looking for a way to start her school. He reached in his pocket, pulled out a dirty handkerchief, and handed it to her. She opened it, and it was a diamond. He said, "Now go start your school." She woke up determined that she was going to find a way to start her school in Daytona, because there was an incredible need for direction and education and hope for the young people and their families in Daytona. So the reason that this is such a favorite of mine is because think about what was said to her. And even today, how this can be used. Now, I must say this again. It doesn't have to be a pig, but it could be something else that sparks the beginning of this cycle. This woman told told Booker T. Washington that she had a dog, but the dog didn't really do her any good. So she traded it for a pig. And the pig gave her litters of little pigs that she sold for money. And she took that money and she bought a cow. And that cow produced milk. And she sold that milk and bought land. And with that land, she planted vegetables. And the vegetables she used to earn money by selling them. That is a plan that if you started with something, it could be a pig or it could be a book. It could be something that starts that cycle of economic improvement, little by little, inch by inch, with a plan of using that money to increase and to expand and to use it for good, to reach the ultimate dream. In Dr. Bethune's case, it was to start a school. What is your dream? What are you planning to start? And what are you going to use to light that fire, to start that cycle? What is that start for you? I'm Ersula Odom. I portray Mary McLeod Bethune. Subscribe, like, and ring the bell because I will be producing more.